This video is going to be on scheduling for ThunderPOS for Windows. We're going to go through how you can create appointments, how you can invoice appointments, how you can configure what you're going to schedule against. So if we take a look here, we've got the scheduling screen. You can see here right now we've got it set up with resources. You can either set it up with resources or with employees, depending on how you want to configure that. Resources would be like if you're doing two stations, playtime, rooms, that kind of thing. Employees would be if it's particular staff members who the appointments are with. So that in particular, like a salon would use that. But for resources, you just hit that resource button and then we can add and remove them freely here. For employees, we'll go over how to modify that at the end. But if we already have a couple on here, we're just going to leave these alone for now, but the add and remove buttons can modify them. So then to make an appointment here, what we are going to do, we're going to drag over the time we want and then right click and then hit new appointment. And that's going to bring up this screen and we can select the date and time here if we don't exactly agree with what we dragged over. And then we can select the resource and then we can select any number of items to go on this particular appointment for when it's invoiced. These can be modified later. You can change the price and quantity here. You can add a note about the appointment as well. That'll actually show on the calendar as long as there's enough space. And then we'll just select a customer for it. Then once it's on there, you can freely use the mouse to move it between resources, to change the time, to drag out the time as well as, so you can make it a longer or shorter appointment by just using the mouse there as well as by manually editing it. You can also click on the appointment and either right click or click at the top to use a variety of functions such as deleting, editing. Editing will just take you back to the same screen as adding, as you can see here, but you can make any changes you want to make on there. Or invoicing, but in order to invoice we have to bring up the register. So we bring up the register here and then right click and invoice or click invoice at the top under appointment actions. And once we've done that, it's going to add all of the items and select the customer that was picked for the appointment. Now, you can freely modify these. It's not like a special order because there's no deposit. You can invoice the same appointment multiple times if you want to. You can change it freely. You can delete one item without deleting all of them. Any of that. So it's the same as any other transaction. This is just mostly a way for you to kind of record the items that are expected to be used at the time you make the appointment. So we don't make you modify it on the appointment if you want to modify it at the register if they end up not using some of the services that they were maybe planning on using. Instead, you can just do a discount here, delete an item here, add a second one, any of that. Now, as I had mentioned, to set up employees, in addition to setting your employee, you have to go into the employee and just check that they are on the customer scheduler for each employee you want listed. That's all you have to do to set them up, because not every employee would be somebody who could be made appointments with. That's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions about the scheduler feature, please contact support. Otherwise, thank you for watching.